Khubor ka Batesi TV. Lawan Rashapi da ka Frank Motors. The dark is here to rule.
Mr. Speaker, sir, reply to Star Question 1. Sir, the steps taken by the government to ensure safety and security for the people living in the border areas, both national and international, are as follows. A. Interstate border. 1. Along the interstate border, the government has created 7 new border outposts. In addition to the existing police stations and outposts, new police stations and police outposts in close proximity to the interstate border of Assam have also been created. 3. Deputy commissioners of the border districts having areas of differences are in regular touch with their counterpart deputy commissioners from Assam. 4. A standard operating procedure has also been issued to the superintendents of police regarding measures to maintain peace and tranquility in the areas of difference along the interstate border. 5. Regional committees headed by cabinet ministers have been formed for resolving the remaining 6 areas of difference. B. International border. There are 14 police stations which shares their jurisdiction boundary with the international border. 2. Along the Indo-Bangla border, there are outposts and infiltration checkposts in districts bordering Bangladesh. 3. Regular foot, mobile, and long-range patrolling is conducted along the border by police personnel.
Sir, I appreciate the Honorable Minister for his extensive reply on my question. Sir, the reply that we used to get in this August House and what is happening on the ground seems to not support each other, sir. So I'm raising this question because till today, there is a constant fear in the mind of the people living in the border areas. So may I know from the Honorable Chief Minister, what actually is the reason that these people living in the border areas are still under constant fear? I don't know, maybe it is the soft approach and gentleman approach of the government of Meghalaya that has emboldened the counterparts even to outrightly claim Mukro inside the Assam Assembly. So may I know what actually is the reason, sir?
Sir, it's the supplementary question that has been asked by the Honourable Member of course, requires a much larger debate. It will not be possible for me to go into the details of all those aspects during question hour, though his concerns are definitely genuine. But sir, in short, we have seen that in the last 50 years, that in the border areas, and especially in the areas of differences, there have been different incidents that have taken place in the past. And we could gauge from the way the discussions or the incidents have happened and the different tensions that are there in these specific areas, that it definitely stems from the border issue and the differences that we have, and the fact that the border area resolution has not been reached. And because of these differences that are there in these border areas, there are situations where the tension builds up from both sides. And it's not something that happens like on a particular day that this incident happened, but it's a sequence of events and different situations that finally lead to different incidents that are taking place. And that is the reason why in the previous government, in MDA government, we were very, very keen to ensure that we resolve the border issue once and for all. Because once we are able to resolve these issues, once we are able to mark and demarcate the different areas, we expect that the different kind of tension that is there because of the claims and counterclaims, the movements that take place from both sides, different development projects are affected. All these aspects then leads to these different incidents happening, and there is a continuous tension and pressure, and that's why we are firm as a government that in the first MDA government, we came to a memorandum of understanding in terms of the first 6 areas of differences, and we are working towards ensuring that as we move forward, we are able to resolve the other 6 areas of differences. So in a nutshell, that is what the crux of the problem is. But of course, there are many more facts and issues that are there that are specific to particular locations, which will require a larger debate, sir.
Supplementary number 2, please.
Sir, I understand that I don't want to raise the border issue. I just want to know about the safety and security of the people. This is a must, sir. Whether we settle the border, whether it takes time or we can settle the border now, but at least the safety and security of the people should not be compromised under any circumstances. So reports keep coming, sir, even today, that the people living in the border areas, they are really frightening when they see that these government officials keep coming to the interior part of Meghalaya.
Your second supplementary.
Yeah, I will come to that. So therefore, may I know what is the exact step that the government has taken to ensure that the government of Meghalaya will not compromise as far as the security and safety of the people is concerned. We don't want another incident of firing of death occurred in the border areas, sir. That is my question, sir.
Sir, again, as I said, the concerns of the honorable member are definitely genuine. And as we have moved forward, sir, this, as I mentioned, at different levels and different times in the past 50 years, tensions have built up during different occasions. But in order to ensure that we are able to control the situation and also provide the safety, security, and avoid, as the honorable member mentioned, any future incidents, of course, number one step is to strengthen our own forces within our borders. And that is very important because it builds up the confidence of the people. And hence, as mentioned, that we have gone ahead and sanctioned new border outposts, new police stations, and we have enhanced the manpower. And all these different aspects and infrastructure work also will start there. So all these infrastructure in terms of security. So all these aspects will overall lead to ensure that our manpower and our police force is increased, and our presence is felt, so that there's a sense of confidence among our people. That's number one, sir. Number two, while we do that, it is also very important that we are continuously in touch with the other side. And therefore, in the meeting that was held among the chief secretaries on the 21st of June 2019, it was decided that an SOP should be created and the different procedures should be followed to ensure that continuous communication is there with the counterparts from the Assam side, and hence a very lengthy protocol and system was created on the 30th of September 2020, where the SPs of the areas where the differences are there should have quarterly meetings with their counterparts. Then different long, almost 6-7 pointer SOP has been created, where not just in terms of physical meetings, but every week or every two weeks, they should be in touch, with each other on the phone. Communication should take place. The deputy commissioners should also coordinate among each other. If there are any kind of development works that are taking place, then the communication should be taken and or communication should be done, and permission or some kind of an NOC should be given by the other side. Because we've seen that most of these different tensions build up because some side starts doing some work, The other side then reacts to it saying that this is Meghalaya, or the other side says this is Assam. And it's because of the lack of communication sometimes that we see a lot of things that can be avoided lead ultimately is not avoided, and we see the tension building up. So hence we realize that communication, coordination with our counterparts is very important. So this is now happening at the district levels, this is happening at the police station level, this is happening at the chief secretary level, this is happening at the level of the OSDs from both sides who are specifically meant to deal with these situations throughout the state. And most importantly, this is happening at the chief minister's level also, where even a small incident that takes place, we are in touch, I am in touch directly with the Honorable Chief Minister of Assam to ensure that none of these situations escalates, and as far as possible, of course, we want to ensure that none of these incidents take place in the long run. So therefore, it's a large exercise. It requires a lot of coordination. And as I said, this continuous communication is something that is very important. So building up the confidence of our people by ensuring our manpower, our infrastructure and security is increased in these sensitive areas. And number two, communication and coordination with the counterparts to ensure that proper information is always there. Any small incident takes place, it's immediately, we neutralize it. So this kind of framework is what we are working on. And we have seen that many situations which were there, we were able to avoid a large number of situations because of this good communication that we're having. And let me assure the Honorable Member and the House that our efforts are continuously on to ensure that our people at the grassroots level, at the border areas, especially in the areas of differences, they feel comfortable and ensure that we are able to overall improve the overall confidence level that they have at the grassroots level with these steps that we're taking, sir.
Sir, according to the reply, A4, sir, the Honorable Chief Minister has mentioned that a standard of operating procedure has also been issued to the Superintendent of Police regarding measures to maintain peace and tranquility in areas of difference along the interstate border. So in this particular issue, sir, I would like to ask the Honorable Chief Minister, what is a kind of standard operating procedure in the event of the breach of security and safety to the people living in the border areas by the counterparts?
So the standard operating procedure that is mentioned in the reply is specific to ensure that we are able to maintain the peace. So therefore, the reference is on maintenance of peace. And as I mentioned, we have realized that a large number of incidents take place because of, or the tension builds up because of the communication gap that is there. So this particular SOP that I'm referring to is meant to ensure that continuous communication takes place. The meetings between the SPs are regularly done, between the OCs are regularly done. So this is what this particular SOP that we're referring to. Obviously, sir, if the situation is complicated, where we have different situations that are built up, then as per law, all the actions are taken and necessary steps are taken as per law. So if there is a situation where certain firings take place, then the FIR is lodged. We take up the matter even at the political level. We take up the matter even at central level. So it all depends on the situation that is there. And as per law and as per the situation that is there, necessary steps are taken, sir.
Okay. Jingkylli, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. So I just want to know from the Honorable Chief Minister, when will the border outpost in Mukro start functioning, sir?
Sir, it is already functioning, and the sanction also has already been done, sir.
One more question, sir. So I just want to know whether the land has been identified or not for setting up of this border outpost.
So that information is not with me as of now for a particular thing, but temporary arrangement has been made and temporary location has been identified. But for a permanent location, that information is not there with me as of now, sir.
Sir, one more, sir. Sir, it is just a gentle reminder, sir. Since during the last year incident that was happening in Mukro, so all of the people in Mukro, they want that the forest check gate to be removed or to relocate to some other area. So what are the steps that has been taken by the government, sir?
Sir, as we are aware that this particular incident is under the Commission of Inquiries, and hence we are not able to take up the entire matter. This particular issue of this shifting of the gate is very much within the Inquiry Commission's mandate, because these are the circumstances under which this incident took place, and hence it will not be appropriate for me to reply to that. The Inquiry Commission is going on right now, and I would urge that let the Commission of Inquiries first complete their investigations.
Supplementary question?
Exactly, sir. Supplementary question. Sir, I would like to get a clear clarification from Honorable Chief Minister, because we are completely confused about the area, Mokro. This particular area, where it falls, whether it falls into a state of Meghalaya or Assam, a state of Assam.
No, this is not related to the principal question. No. This is regarding the safety and security of the people.
Yes,
now,
exactly. Exactly.
You're
sir.
talking about the line of,
exactly, sir. This also it's very relevant with the entire safety and security of the.
Sir, for the benefit of the honourable member, first I have to ask him: is he confused, or is he asking me? I'm confused.
No. The state as a whole confused. Why? Because
I don't think anybody's confused.
No.
It sounds like you're confused.
The people of the state.
You put your question,
sir.
You could put your question, please.
I'll put the question, sir. Because why we are getting the statement from. We have seen the statement made by Honorable Chief Minister.
Your question, please. Yes.
Yes. Because of that, I would like to know from this August House to get a clear picture whether Mukro areas fall into a state of Meghalaya or state of Assam.
Sir, as you said correctly, that this is not a part of this this question, but it's a very important issue. As mentioned, sir, the honourable member himself sounds a bit confused about this issue. I have, number one, clearly stated yesterday that Mukro is very much within the state of Meghalaya. There is no doubt about that, sir. Whether it is from the census code, which is the 279192 census code, Mukro village is under jurisdiction of West Jingkylli Hills. Mukro village is also listed as having a VEC under the MGNRGS in Laskin block. The election that took place, there are polling stations of 4 Mukro A and 5 Mukro B falling under Mokoya constituency, with a population of voting of Mukro A, male 802 and female 794, and the elections were conducted and voting took place. In the Mukro village, fair price shops from Meghalaya's side of Mukro A, 235 ration cards and 1,285 beneficiaries, and in Mukro B, 179 ration cards and 944 beneficiaries are there. In Mukro village also has got government, state government, Meghalaya state government buildings, which is the Mukro government LP school and the Mukro health sub-center, which is offering services to the people, and so on and so forth, sir. As of 17th March, in fact, the Mukro VEC has 502 job cards issued, and the residents of the area are getting the benefits through the state government in terms of the central schemes which are being implemented by Meghalaya state government under PMAYG, Jal Jeevan, SBM, and other developmental activities, sir. So I just wanted to clarify there is no confusion, and the other statements being made are statements that are made, but our stand is very clear that Mukro is very much part of Meghalaya, and the facts and figures I have given to you clearly indicate that Mukro is very much part of Meghalaya, sir.
Thank you,
Next supplementary question.
Honorable Chief Minister, for replying the question which had put forward. So I would like more to, if that is the case, that Mukro is fallen beloved state of Meghalaya. then the last incident which taken place in Mukro, 5 innocent life has been taken unnecessary by the official from the Assam counterpart. So whether the state government had filed an FIR, may I know this, sir?
Sir, as mentioned earlier, that this is sub judice in the sense that there is a commission of inquiries. And, sir, as per Rule 37.10, under the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly, it states that it shall not ordinarily, in terms of the conditions of accessibility of questions, it should not ordinarily ask about matters pending before any statutory tribunal or statutory authority performing any judicial or quasi-judicial functions or any commissions or any commission or court of inquiry. So therefore, I will not be able to go into much of the details because it's as per the rules, but I can just, for the satisfaction of the honorable member, mention to him that under the Nartyang PS, a case has been, FIR has been registered. Sir.
So last, my last supplementary question. So, okay, if that is the case, that you have registered the, this incident which has taken place. So may I know the case number, sir? Because this is for the benefiting, not for me, not for VPP, but for the people of the state. Because in my, excuse me, sir. Because in my place, there are times that consciousness is far greater than the written law.
What is exactly your question? The case number?
Yes, sir.
Sir, as I mentioned, that this entire thing is under the judiciary inquiry right now, commissions of inquiry, and hence it will not be appropriate for me to go into all the details. And therefore, all the information and all is available in this file, but I'm not have it right now with me. But as I said, if the honorable member would like, then we'll make it available. But as I said, we would avoid wanting to go into details about the Mukro because the inquiry of commissions is going on.